For centuries, we've been taught a straightforward story about humanity's origins. We evolved from Earth's primates, shaped by time and circumstance, destined to become the dominant species on a planet teeming with life. The tale we know feels complete, neatly wrapped in the folds of scientific theory, neatly packaged in textbooks. But what if the truth is far stranger than we've been told? What if our true origins are far more complex, perhaps even cosmic? The story we've learned begins millions of years ago when hominids like Australopithecus roamed the plains of Africa. From there, evolution guided us toward Homo sapiens, who slowly spread across the globe, developing language, culture, and technology. It's a path we've followed, seemingly without question. But there are gaps, unanswered questions, mysteries that quietly tug at the edges of this story. What if, just maybe, humanity's first ancestors didn't evolve here at all? It's a thought that seems impossible at first, yet it's been echoed by some of the most intriguing minds in archaeology, anthropology, and astronomy, voices that challenge the well-established narrative. Ancient civilizations have left us more than just ruins. They've handed down stories, and in these stories we begin to see hints of something far beyond what we consider earthly. What if the first humans were not simply the result of biological evolution, but were part of a much larger, far more mysterious origin? Imagine for a moment ancient myths from cultures around the world that speak of gods descending from the heavens, bringing knowledge and culture to primitive humans. What if these myths were not metaphorical but actual accounts of extraterrestrial beings? Could the very origins of humanity trace back to beings not from Earth at all? Throughout history, several pioneering thinkers have dared to ask such questions. Erich von Däniken, in his book Chariots of the Gods, suggested that ancient civilizations might have been influenced by visitors from the stars, their advanced knowledge shared with early humans. Zecharia Sitchin, through his studies of Sumerian texts, proposed the idea that a race of extraterrestrials known as the Anunnaki might have played a direct role in humanity's creation and evolution. Could these ancient visitors have been the catalysts for our rise from primitive beings to the complex civilizations we know today? What if the real story of our origins is more connected to the stars than the savannas of Africa? As we dig deeper into humanity's past, the conventional narrative begins to look less like a definitive account and more like a carefully constructed story. The possibility that humanity's roots stretch beyond Earth, perhaps to distant stars, is a concept that grows more intriguing the further we push into the unknown. And so, the question lingers. What if everything we've been taught about humanity's beginnings is wrong? What if the very first humans weren't even from this world? Ancient history is often treated as a series of neat chapters, each one telling us a bit more about how we came to be. Yet there are strange and inexplicable artifacts that, upon closer inspection, refuse to fit within this tidy narrative. Tools, maps, and objects that seem too advanced, too out of place for their time, offering glimpses of something far beyond what we were told. One of the most perplexing of these artifacts is the Antikythera mechanism, a device discovered in 1901 off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. Dating back to around 100 BCE, this ancient device is often described as an ancient analog computer, designed to calculate the movements of celestial bodies. But here's the thing. The mechanism's complexity far exceeds anything we should expect from the time. With a level of precision that wasn't thought to appear until medieval Europe, the Antikythera mechanism raises a question. How did ancient civilizations possess such advanced knowledge, and where did it come from? Then there's the Piri race map, created in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral. The map, which features the coastlines of South America and Antarctica, is drawn with an accuracy that defies the technology available at the time. But more astonishingly, it shows the coast of Antarctica without its ice sheet, something that would not have been discovered until the 19th century. How could ancient civilizations have known of lands that were only revealed to the modern world through advanced satellite imagery? And let's not forget the stone spheres of Costa Rica, which, though scattered throughout the country, defy explanation. Perfectly round and carved from granite, these stones range in size from a few inches to over 6 feet in diameter. While some attribute them to ancient cultures in the region, their purpose remains a mystery. Were they symbols, markers, or something else entirely? Possibly artifacts from a forgotten civilization with knowledge that seems centuries ahead of its time? As we study these mysterious artifacts, we begin to ask, could these objects, so strangely out of place in history, point to something far larger? Something we've been missing in the conventional story of human evolution? Could they be proof that early humans were not just primitive beings evolving on Earth, but were influenced by a higher intelligence, possibly from another world? These objects offer a tantalizing possibility that humanity's origins are not as simple as we've been told, that there's an ancient knowledge hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. But if these discoveries point to an advanced intelligence, one perhaps not of Earth, then where did it come from, and why have we been kept in the dark for so long? The answer, it seems, might lie in the very myths and ancient accounts that speak of gods and visitors from the stars. But before we can connect the dots, we must first dive deeper into the stories that have been passed down through the ages. Stories that may hold the key to unlocking humanity's true origins. For thousands of years, humanity has passed down stories of gods descending from the heavens, beings who brought knowledge, culture, and civilization to the primitive people of Earth. From the Anunnaki in ancient Sumer to the Nephilim in biblical lore, these myths and legends have been woven into the fabric of human culture, transcending time and geography. But what if these stories weren't just symbolic? What if they were actual records of extraterrestrial encounters, experiences too profound for early humans to fully comprehend, so they wrapped them in divine imagery? In the ancient Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki are described as gods who arrived from the stars, imparting advanced knowledge to the early Sumerians. These gods were said to have created humans from clay, using their own blood to form the first beings who would walk the earth. But could these gods actually have been visitors from another world? And if so, could they have played a direct role in the creation and evolution of humanity? The biblical accounts aren't much different. In the book of Genesis, the Nephilim are described as the offspring of the sons of God, and human women, beings of great power and wisdom. Some scholars have suggested that the Nephilim were not divine beings, but rather extraterrestrials who interacted with early human societies, influencing the course of human history. Similar stories exist in cultures around the world. The ancient Egyptians spoke of the gods who descended from the sky, imparting knowledge of the heavens, architecture, and writing. The Mayans, too, tell of sky beings who came to Earth to teach their ancestors. These tales are spread across civilizations separated by vast distances, yet their core elements remain remarkably similar: visitors from the stars who bring knowledge to a primitive people. What if these accounts are not just myths, but echoes of real events? What if the ancient gods weren't gods at all, but visitors from another world? Could these stories, passed down through generations, hold the key to understanding humanity's true origins? As we explore these ancient texts, the idea that our ancestors were not alone on Earth becomes harder to ignore. If these visitors from the stars truly existed, could they have shaped our early civilizations, guiding us through the darkness of our own ignorance? And if so, what does that say about our place in the universe today? This exploration of myth and legend sets the stage for the next chapter, where we'll turn to the scientific evidence that further complicates the picture of humanity's origins. From ancient artifacts to modern genetics, we'll uncover more pieces of the puzzle that hint at a deeper, more complex story, one that challenges everything we've been told about where we come from and how far our true origins might stretch. In the age of discovery, humanity's understanding of itself has been constantly evolving. From the earliest fossil records to the most sophisticated DNA sequencing, the picture of human origins continues to change. Yet, there's a growing body of thought that questions whether our history has been told in the right context at all. The more we learn, the more the conventional narrative of human evolution seems incomplete. What if our origins weren't just rooted in Earth's biology, but also shaped by forces from beyond the stars? The concept of ancient extraterrestrial influence is often tied to a theory known as the ancient astronaut hypothesis. First proposed by writers like Erich von Däniken, this theory suggests that advanced beings from other planets have visited Earth throughout history, leaving behind traces of their presence. These extraterrestrials, according to the hypothesis, might have played a role in the development of early human civilization, offering their knowledge and technology to our ancestors. While this idea is often dismissed as speculative, It has garnered attention due to some compelling pieces of evidence, artifacts, myths, and discoveries that raise far more questions than they answer. One of the most striking examples of this theory is the ancient Sumerian accounts of the Anunnaki. These deities, who were said to come from the heavens, are described in such a way that their origin could very well be extraterrestrial. According to the Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki not only provided early humans with agricultural knowledge, but also with the skills to build great civilizations. Could it be that these stories are based on actual events, ancient memories of beings who came from the stars, bearing knowledge that was far ahead of anything humanity could have developed on its own? But what about the pyramids of Egypt, the enigmatic stone circles of Stonehenge, or the giant Moai statues of Easter Island? These structures, with their precise alignments and construction techniques, seem to defy the capabilities of the societies that built them. How could civilizations with limited technology achieve such feats? Some proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that these monuments were either constructed with the help of extraterrestrial visitors or built using knowledge passed down by them. As compelling as these theories may be, there is still skepticism. Many scientists maintain that these ideas are simply an attempt to explain away human achievement by invoking aliens. But as more discoveries are made, the lines between history and science fiction begin to blur. Could it be that early humans were not simply inventing their way to greatness, but were receiving help from visitors from other worlds, whose technologies were far more advanced? There's also the question of why we haven't made contact with these extraterrestrials, if they truly had such a significant influence on our development. Are they still watching us from a distance, waiting for humanity to reach a level of maturity or technological sophistication? Or have they moved on, leaving Earth to follow its own course? As we continue to search for answers in the stars, the possibility that humans are not alone, and never have been, becomes more tantalizing. The questions linger, beckoning us to dig deeper into the mysteries of our past. Could our true origin story involve not just Earth, but the vast expanse of space itself? The question of human origins is not just philosophical. There are tangible, physical clues hidden in the world around us, clues that have baffled researchers for centuries. These anomalous objects, from strange fossils to advanced tools, seem to challenge everything we know about the timeline of human development. Could these discoveries be evidence of a far more intricate history than we've been told? Could some of them point to a connection with beings from other worlds, civilizations whose influence on humanity has been hidden in plain sight? Among the most famous of these perplexing finds is the Antikythera mechanism, a device that has been dubbed the world's first analog computer. Found in the wreck of an ancient Greek ship off the coast of Antikythera, this artifact dates back to around 100 BCE, a time when such technological sophistication should have been impossible. The mechanism's intricacy and precise design suggest a level of understanding far beyond what was thought to exist at the time. Scientists have even noted that it appears to be an astronomical instrument, capable of predicting the movements of the stars and planets with remarkable accuracy. The question that lingers is, how could ancient civilizations have created such a sophisticated device without any known precursor? And then there's the Piri Reis map, an ancient world map drawn in 1513 by Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis. The map is extraordinary not only for its accuracy but also for the details it includes, such as the depiction of Antarctica's coastline, without the ice. Antarctica was first mapped only in the 19th century, so how could Piri Reis have drawn such an accurate representation of the continent's landmass thousands of years before it was discovered? The presence of such knowledge raises the possibility that ancient peoples had access to information, perhaps through lost civilizations or extraterrestrial sources, that we have yet to fully comprehend. Even more perplexing are the stone spheres found in Costa Rica. These massive, perfectly round stones, some weighing several tons, are scattered throughout the country. While some are said to have been created by ancient civilizations, their purpose remains unknown. Their symmetry and placement suggest that they were intentionally constructed, but for what reason? Could they have been markers or symbols of something more profound, perhaps linked to celestial alignments or ancient knowledge passed down by those who once visited our planet? These discoveries, along with countless others, challenge the standard narrative of human development. They suggest that humanity might have been aided or influenced by forces beyond Earth. Whether it's advanced technology, knowledge of the stars, or something more cryptic, these artifacts hint at a story we have yet to fully uncover. Could they be proof that early humans were not simply products of Earth's evolution, but that they were guided by an outside force, one that may have come from the stars? If we take these artifacts seriously, the possibility of extraterrestrial influence becomes harder to ignore. The more we look, the more evidence we find that suggests the history of humanity is far more complex than we could ever have imagined. And yet, the more we learn, the more the question deepens. Are we ready to truly understand the origin of our species? As we dive deeper into the mysteries of human history, we encounter another layer of evidence that seems to blur the lines between mythology and reality. Across cultures and continents, ancient texts, myths, and stories speak of beings descending from the heavens, imparting knowledge and guiding humanity toward greatness. From the Anunnaki of the Sumerians to the Nephilim of the Bible, these stories share startling similarities, beings from the sky who bestowed wisdom upon the primitive human race. What if these weren't just allegories or legends, but records of actual encounters with extraterrestrial visitors? The Sumerians, one of the earliest known civilizations, left behind intricate records of the Anunnaki. These gods, described as coming from the heavens, are said to have played a direct role in the creation of humanity. The Sumerians believed that the Anunnaki descended to Earth, not as celestial beings, but as physical visitors from another world. Their technology and knowledge were far more advanced than anything humanity had at the time, and they taught early humans essential skills, including agriculture, mathematics, and writing. The Sumerians even described the creation of humanity in terms that suggest genetic manipulation, a process that seems remarkably advanced for its time. Could this be an ancient account of extraterrestrial intervention? In the Bible, the story of the Nephilim also speaks of beings coming from the sky to mingle with humans. The Nephilim are described as the offspring of the sons of God and human women, beings of great power and wisdom. Some scholars have speculated that these sons of God were not divine beings but extraterrestrials who visited Earth, taking human wives and creating a hybrid race. Could this be a distorted memory of an encounter with an alien species? If we accept that the Nephilim were not gods but beings from another world, the implications for humanity's history are staggering. The concept of sky gods isn't confined to Mesopotamia and the Bible. Similar stories appear in cultures around the world. The ancient Egyptians spoke of gods who descended from the stars, bringing knowledge of the heavens and civilization. The Mayans, too, tell of beings from the stars who taught their ancestors how to build and how to read the stars. These stories are not isolated or coincidental. They reflect a shared theme that transcends geography and culture. Could these myths be the echoes of real events, memories of extraterrestrial visitors who once walked among us? As we examine these ancient accounts, the idea that humanity's origins are linked to extraterrestrial beings becomes more plausible. What if these gods weren't gods at all, but visitors from another world? Could the stories of divine intervention in human history be the first records of alien encounters, passed down through generations as myths? And if this is true, what does it mean for us today? The legends of the past might hold the key to understanding the true origins of humanity, and as we continue to uncover the truths of ancient history, we may find that the answers we seek are written in the stars. The search for these answers leads us to explore the intersection of myth, history, and science. And as we move forward, we begin to see a new story emerge, one that challenges everything we thought we knew about ourselves and our place in the universe. The idea that humanity might not be alone in the universe has captivated us for centuries. From ancient myths of gods descending from the heavens to modern-day scientific efforts to find extraterrestrial life, the quest to answer the question, "Are we alone?" has been an enduring mystery. With the rapid advancements in technology and space exploration, we've reached a pivotal moment in history where the possibility of discovering alien life seems within our grasp. Yet the deeper we venture into the cosmos, the more we encounter paradoxes and uncertainties that challenge our understanding of the universe and ourselves. One of the most intriguing projects in the search for extraterrestrial life is the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI. SETI uses radio telescopes to listen for signals from intelligent civilizations beyond Earth. For decades, scientists have been scanning the stars, hoping to catch a glimpse of something, anything, that would confirm that we are not the only intelligent life in the universe. Yet, despite decades of searching, the universe remains eerily silent. What does this silence mean? Is it proof that we are truly alone? Or is there something more to the story, a deeper mystery hidden beneath the surface? At the same time, the discovery of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars outside our solar system, has provided a new frontier in the search for life. Thousands of exoplanets have been discovered, some of them located in the habitable zone of their stars, where conditions might be right for liquid water and life to exist. The discovery of these distant worlds raises the tantalizing possibility that life could exist elsewhere in the universe, perhaps in forms we can't even imagine. Yet, even with these discoveries, the question persists. If life is out there, why haven't we found it yet? Some scientists suggest that the answer might lie in the Great Filter theory. The Great Filter posits that there is some unknown barrier or event that prevents life from reaching the level of technological advancement necessary for interstellar communication or travel. It's a chilling idea, one that suggests that perhaps most civilizations in the universe self-destruct, or are wiped out before they ever have the chance to make contact with other life. This theory could explain the silence we hear when we listen to the cosmos. Perhaps intelligent civilizations are rare, or perhaps they simply don't last long enough to reach us. But if the Great Filter theory is true, does it mean that humanity is doomed to face the same fate? Are we on the brink of discovering alien civilizations only to realize that they too fell victim to the same forces that might one day destroy us? Or are we on the cusp of something entirely different, a future where humanity emerges as the first truly interstellar species? These questions loom over the search for extraterrestrial life, each discovery adding more layers to a mystery that refuses to be solved. As we continue our exploration of the stars, the search for extraterrestrial life becomes more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a journey into the very heart of what it means to be human. The answer to the question of whether we are alone could reshape not only our place in the universe but our understanding of ourselves. As we look outward, we are forced to confront the possibility that humanity's true destiny may not be on Earth at all. As we search the stars for signs of alien life, the question arises: are we truly alone, or are extraterrestrial civilizations already aware of us? For decades, UFO sightings, unexplained phenomena, and military encounters with unidentified aerial objects have raised more questions than answers. These mysterious sightings, often dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications, have persisted across time and cultures, prompting some to wonder whether the extraterrestrials we seek have already made contact with Earth. The most notable and recent evidence comes from declassified government reports and military encounters with UFOs, or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. In 2020, the U.S. Department of Defense officially released videos captured by Navy pilots showing UFOs performing maneuvers that defy the laws of physics as we understand them. These high-speed objects, which appear to hover, accelerate, and change direction with impossible precision, have led to widespread speculation about the true nature of these encounters. Could these UFOs be craft from an advanced alien civilization? And if so, what does that mean for humanity's place in the cosmos? These videos are not the only pieces of evidence that have surfaced in recent years. Eyewitness testimonies from military personnel and civilians alike have described strange lights in the sky, inexplicable craft, and encounters with beings that seem beyond human understanding. The number of these sightings continues to grow, and in some cases, governments have acknowledged the phenomenon, offering no clear explanation for the events. The official stance has shifted from skepticism to cautious acknowledgement, raising the possibility that we might not be the only intelligent beings in the universe. Yet, even with these growing reports, the question remains: if extraterrestrials are aware of us, why haven't they made contact? Some speculate that alien civilizations might be observing humanity, waiting for us to reach a certain level of maturity or technological advancement before initiating contact. Others suggest that we might not be ready to understand or interact with extraterrestrial life, and that any encounter could be catastrophic or transformative in ways we can't fully comprehend. There's also the possibility that extraterrestrials have already made contact in ways we can't yet recognize. Are the ancient gods of mythology merely misinterpretations of alien encounters? Could stories of divine beings, descending from the heavens, imparting knowledge, and guiding civilizations be accounts of extraterrestrial visitation? These stories, spread across cultures and eras, share startling similarities. From the Anunnaki of Sumer to the Nephilim of the Bible, the idea of beings from the stars coming to Earth is a recurring theme. What if these ancient myths are not just stories, but distorted memories of real encounters with extraterrestrial beings? As we look to the skies, we are left with more questions than answers. The idea that extraterrestrials have already visited Earth or are silently observing us challenges our understanding of reality. Could these sightings be proof of an ongoing, hidden connection between humanity and extraterrestrial civilizations? Or are we simply witnessing the emergence of new, unexplained phenomena that will ultimately change the way we view our place in the universe? The search for extraterrestrial life is not just about looking outward, it's about understanding the mysteries that lie within. As we uncover more evidence, we are forced to reconsider everything we know about life, intelligence, and the universe itself. Whether or not we are alone, the truth about our existence may be far stranger and more complex than we ever imagined. The mystery of extraterrestrial life isn't just a matter of science, it's also a matter of philosophy and existence. What happens when we finally make contact with an alien civilization? How would such a revelation change our understanding of ourselves, our history, and our place in the universe? The implications of discovering extraterrestrial life are profound, reaching into every facet of human existence. At the core of this question lies the possibility of redefining humanity's place in the universe. For centuries, humans have seen themselves as the pinnacle of life on Earth, the most advanced species in existence. But what if we are not alone? What if intelligent life exists elsewhere, with technology and knowledge far beyond our own? The discovery of extraterrestrial intelligence would shatter the illusion of human exceptionalism, forcing us to confront the reality that we are just one small part of a vast, interconnected cosmos. But beyond the humbling nature of such a discovery, there are deeper questions about what extraterrestrial life would mean for us as a species. If an alien civilization were to contact us, would they offer us knowledge and wisdom, helping us solve the problems that plague our world? War, poverty, environmental destruction? Or would we face a more troubling reality, that we are not ready for such contact, and that our technological and social maturity is too limited to handle such a revelation? There's also the question of how humanity would react to the discovery of extraterrestrial life. Would we embrace the opportunity for cooperation and mutual growth, or would we react with fear, suspicion, and aggression? The history of human contact with other cultures on Earth suggests that our first response to the unknown is often fear. If an advanced alien civilization were to make contact, would we view them as saviors or as invaders? In the face of these questions, the search for extraterrestrial life takes on a new significance. It's not just about finding answers to the question of whether we are alone. It's about discovering what our true destiny might be and whether we are ready to embrace the future that awaits us. As we continue to explore the stars, we are not just seeking alien life. We are seeking to understand ourselves and our place in the universe. The answers, it seems, are out there, waiting for us to find them. Whether we are ready or not, the search for extraterrestrial life will continue to shape our future, driving us toward a new understanding of who we are and what lies ahead. And in that journey, we may discover that the mysteries of the universe are not just about the stars, but about us. Imagine waking up one day to the revelation that humanity is not alone in the universe, that the mysteries of the stars we've pondered for centuries are far more profound and accessible than we've ever imagined. How would we respond? Our entire understanding of life, history, and our place in the cosmos would shift in an instant. For centuries, we've looked to the stars for answers, but the idea that we might have already been part of a larger cosmic story, perhaps even guided by beings from the stars, could be the very thing that changes everything. It would rewrite the narrative of human history, breaking open the boundaries of what we thought possible. This is the paradox that humanity faces as we venture deeper into the unknown. While science continues to push the limits of exploration and technology, the possibility that we have already been influenced by extraterrestrial beings casts a long shadow over our future. What if the answers we've been searching for, those that explain our origins, our purpose, and our future, lie not in the soil of Earth, but in the vast expanse of the cosmos? The idea that humanity's future may be intertwined with extraterrestrial civilizations brings with it both excitement and fear. The unknown becomes a double-edged sword. On one hand, the promise of contact with a civilization that has mastered technologies and knowledge far beyond our own could propel humanity into a new era. We could solve problems that have plagued us for millennia: disease, war, environmental destruction. Alien knowledge could unlock new realms of possibility, from faster-than-light travel to sustainable energy sources that could revolutionize the way we live. But on the other hand, the reality of making contact with extraterrestrial civilizations could reveal an uncomfortable truth about our own limitations. What if these beings, with their advanced technology and wisdom, view humanity as a primitive species unprepared to join the cosmic community? What if we are the aliens' children, guided, shaped, and abandoned, left to find our own way in a universe far more complex than we can yet fathom? If we accept the possibility that extraterrestrial life has influenced our past and could shape our future, we must also confront the fundamental questions about the nature of humanity. Are we truly the product of our own evolution, or are we the result of something much grander, a cosmic design set in motion long before our first ancestors set foot on Earth? And if we are not the sole architects of our destiny, what role do we play in the grand scheme of things? In many ways, this future begins now. As we continue to search for life beyond Earth, we are on the cusp of unlocking a secret that could change the trajectory of humanity forever. Whether that changes for the better, or for something more complicated and unknown, remains to be seen. As humanity stands at the threshold of possible contact with extraterrestrial civilizations, we are faced with the daunting question of how we will navigate the unknown. The possibility of contact raises not only scientific and technological questions, but also deep philosophical and ethical dilemmas. If the truth about our origins is revealed, how will we reconcile our newfound place in the universe with the society we've built? How will we deal with the implications of meeting beings that are so far beyond our comprehension? The discovery of extraterrestrial life, especially intelligent life, would have far-reaching effects on every aspect of human society. Religions, which for centuries have explained humanity's role in the universe, would be forced to re-examine their teachings. If the gods of ancient myths were not gods at all but visitors from other worlds, what would that mean for our understanding of spirituality? Would humanity be able to reconcile this new understanding with the faith systems that have guided us for thousands of years? Or would we see the rise of new belief systems, ones that embrace a cosmic perspective of our place in the universe? Governments and political structures would also face a challenge of unprecedented proportions. How would the world respond to the knowledge that we are not alone? Would we unite in the face of this common truth? Or would divisions deepen as countries, corporations, and individuals fight for power and influence over new technologies, new knowledge, and the possibility of making contact with extraterrestrials? On a more personal level, each of us would have to confront our own place in this new reality. What does it mean to be human if we are not the most advanced intelligence in the universe? What is our purpose in the grand scheme of things? For centuries, humanity has seen itself as the pinnacle of evolution, the ultimate product of nature's design. But if we are not the end of the evolutionary chain, if we are merely a link in a much larger chain, how will we cope with the realization that we are just one small piece of a vast cosmic puzzle? It's not just our history that will change, it's the very way we view the future. If we come to understand that extraterrestrial life is part of our story, that they have helped shape our past, then the possibilities for the future become limitless. Imagine what could be achieved if humanity embraced its cosmic heritage. If we look to the stars not in fear, but with the knowledge that we are part of a much larger family. New technologies, new ways of thinking, and perhaps even new forms of government and global cooperation could emerge, bringing us closer to realizing our full potential as a species. But for all the excitement that such a future might hold, it's impossible to ignore the risks. The more we uncover about our place in the universe, the more we may find that we are not the innocent explorers we think ourselves to be. What if the extraterrestrials who guided us in the past return not as mentors, but as something else? Perhaps as forces beyond our control with their own agendas and motives? As we stand on the cusp of this new era, one thing is certain: the world we know is about to change. The story of humanity's future is still being written, and the next chapter will be one of the most profound and mysterious moments in the history of our species. Will we rise to meet it, or will we falter as we face the unknown? The prospect of extraterrestrial contact has always been a topic of fascination and fear, a subject that has sparked countless theories, speculations, and works of fiction. Yet, for all the questions that remain unanswered, one thing is clear: the future of humanity is inextricably linked to our exploration of the cosmos. As we venture further into the stars, we are not just searching for answers to the mysteries of life. We are also seeking our place in the universe, trying to understand our role in a vast, uncharted cosmos. In many ways, this journey is not just about finding extraterrestrial life. It's about understanding the very nature of life itself, how it arises, evolves, and connects across time and space. Are we truly unique in the universe? Or are we just one example of a pattern that plays out across the cosmos? The search for alien life is as much about discovering the nature of our own existence as it is about finding others. The story of humanity has always been a story of exploration. From the first voyages across uncharted seas to the landing of humans on the moon, our species has been driven by a desire to push the boundaries of the known world. But the journey we are about to undertake, the journey to the stars, is unlike any that has come before. For the first time, we are not just reaching for new lands on our own planet. We are reaching out to the stars themselves, trying to make contact with beings who may be as different from us as we are from the first animals that crawled from the ocean millions of years ago. In the search for extraterrestrial life, we are faced with the profound realization that the universe is far larger, far more mysterious, and far more interconnected than we ever imagined. As we look up at the stars, we are not just seeing distant suns. We are seeing the potential for a future filled with discoveries, challenges, and wonders that we cannot yet fully comprehend. The universe is vast, and it is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. But as we take this step into the unknown, we must also ask ourselves, are we truly ready for the answers we seek? The discovery of extraterrestrial life could change everything. It could challenge our very notions of reality, identity, and existence, but it could also bring us closer to understanding our place in the universe. For the first time in human history, we might find ourselves looking not just at the stars, but at ourselves and the possibilities of what we can become. As we push forward, we must remember that the future is not predetermined. It is a story we are still writing, one discovery at a time. Whether that story unfolds as a triumph of knowledge or a cautionary tale of humanity's limitations remains to be seen. But in the search for the truth about our place in the universe, we are bound to uncover mysteries that will change the course of history forever. The final chapter of humanity's story is still to be written. The question is, will we be the authors of our own destiny, or will the universe reveal a fate far greater than we could ever imagine? When we look up at the night sky, we see stars, planets, and constellations that seem to be fixed in place, timeless and immovable. But what if the truth is far more dynamic than we can see with the naked eye? What if the stars above us, these ancient beacons of light, are not just distant points in the sky, but clues, each one a piece of a larger cosmic puzzle waiting to be solved? Humanity's quest to understand the universe has long been driven by the simple, yet profound question: are we truly alone? For centuries, humans have wondered whether there are other planets out there like Earth, places where life could flourish. The search for alien life was once relegated to the realm of science fiction, but in the past few decades, the landscape of scientific discovery has changed. We've discovered thousands of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars outside our solar system. Some of these exoplanets are located in the habitable zone, a region where conditions might allow for liquid water to exist. Could life thrive on these distant worlds, just as it does here on Earth? The discovery of exoplanets is one of the most exciting breakthroughs in modern science. With each new planet found, the possibility of alien life seems more plausible. Some of these planets are in systems similar to our own, orbiting stars similar to our Sun. Others are in systems vastly different, with conditions that are difficult for us to comprehend. What if these worlds hold the key to understanding life's true nature? But even with these discoveries, the question still lingers: are we looking in the right places? The search for extraterrestrial life isn't just about finding planets with the right conditions, it's about finding the right signals, the right kind of evidence that might point us toward the existence of other intelligent life forms. Enter the field of astrobiology, the study of life in the universe. Astrobiologists are working tirelessly to answer this question by studying extreme environments on Earth, searching for clues that life could exist in conditions previously thought to be inhospitable. From the depths of the ocean to the icy tundra, life has proven to be far more resilient and adaptable than we ever imagined. Yet, for all the progress we've made, there's still a profound silence. SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, has been scanning the cosmos for radio signals, hoping to detect a sign of alien life. But despite decades of listening, the universe remains eerily quiet. Some scientists speculate that extraterrestrial civilizations are out there, but they're either too far away or too different from us to communicate in ways we can understand. Others suggest that we may be missing something, that we're not looking for the right kinds of signals or the right kinds of life. It's a paradox, one that seems to grow more complex the more we try to answer it. As we look deeper into the cosmos, we begin to wonder, is the answer to this question not just a matter of science, but one that could change the very way we understand our place in the universe? Could we be on the verge of a discovery that will alter the course of history forever? And if we do find life, what will it mean for humanity's future? The silence of the universe has long been a source of both fascination and frustration for scientists. Despite the remarkable discoveries of exoplanets and the advances in our search for extraterrestrial life, we have yet to hear from any intelligent civilizations beyond Earth. This silence, known as the Fermi paradox, is one of the most perplexing mysteries of modern science. The paradox, named after the physicist Enrico Fermi, asks the simple yet profound question: if the universe is so vast, and if the conditions for life are so common, why haven't we made contact with extraterrestrials? One possible explanation for this paradox is the idea that advanced civilizations are simply too far away. The vastness of space means that even if alien civilizations exist, they could be separated by distances that are so immense that communication is nearly impossible. The speed of light, the universal constant, is a limit that cannot be surpassed. It could take thousands, even millions of years for a signal to travel from one star system to another. Perhaps we are simply too early in the history of the universe to make contact. Perhaps alien civilizations have already risen and fallen, their signals lost to the void, long before we even had the technology to listen. Another possibility is that the Great Filter, a concept introduced by the philosopher Robin Hanson, is at play. The Great Filter theory suggests that there is some unknown barrier that prevents intelligent life from advancing to the point of interstellar communication. This barrier could be anything: extinction events, self-destruction, or the inability to develop the necessary technology to reach out to the stars. If the Great Filter exists, it could explain why we have not yet encountered alien civilizations. We might be one of the few, if not the only civilizations that has survived long enough to reach this point in history. The question then becomes, have we already passed through the Great Filter, or is it still ahead of us, waiting to destroy us before we can join the ranks of advanced civilizations? These possibilities, though chilling, do not entirely diminish the hope for discovery. They add a layer of urgency to the search for extraterrestrial life. The quietness of the cosmos could mean that the universe is teeming with life, but we are simply too early, too naive to make contact. Or it could mean that the universe is vast and full of danger, and we are part of a rare, fragile group of beings who have managed to survive against the odds. Either way, the search for extraterrestrial life is not just about finding new worlds or new species. It's about understanding our own place in the universe and what our future might hold. The more we explore, the more we realize that humanity's destiny might not be limited to Earth. The answer to the Fermi paradox could reveal not just the existence of alien life, but the potential for humanity to become part of a larger cosmic family. But to reach that future, we must first unravel the mystery of why we are so alone, why the universe, for all its vastness, remains so silent. As we look to the stars, we must also reflect on the role that humanity itself plays in this vast, interconnected cosmos. Are we simply the product of chance, the result of millions of years of evolution on a small blue planet? Or are we part of something much larger, a cosmic design that stretches beyond the confines of our understanding? The more we explore, the more we realize that the line between science and philosophy becomes increasingly blurred. The search for extraterrestrial life is not just a matter of scientific discovery. It is a search for meaning, a quest to understand our place in the universe. Some thinkers argue that the question of extraterrestrial life is intrinsically tied to the question of human destiny. If intelligent life exists elsewhere in the cosmos, it forces us to confront the very nature of existence. It challenges our assumptions about the uniqueness of life on Earth. If other civilizations exist, it might mean that life itself is not so rare after all, that the processes of evolution and adaptation are universal. Perhaps the human experience is not as special as we think. Yet this realization does not diminish our significance. It broadens our understanding of the universe and our potential place within it. Others, however, suggest that humanity's true legacy lies not in the discovery of other civilizations, but in the exploration of the unknown. As we look outward, we are not just searching for signs of alien life, we are searching for our own future. The possibility of making contact with extraterrestrial life opens up a new frontier for humanity, one that will redefine our existence and our role in the cosmos. The discovery of intelligent life might be the greatest moment in human history, a turning point that will launch us into an era of cooperation and understanding. Or, conversely, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter of conflict, misunderstanding, and isolation. As we continue to search for answers, we are forced to consider the implications of what we might find. If we do discover extraterrestrial life, it could change everything we know about science, philosophy, and even the way we live our lives. It could reveal that humanity is not alone, that we are part of a larger, interconnected cosmic family. It could inspire us to reach beyond the confines of our planet and take our place among the stars. But even as we search for extraterrestrial life, we must remember that the journey is not just about finding others, it's about finding ourselves. The answers we seek may not come from the stars, but from within. As we reach for the heavens, we might discover that the true mystery lies not in the search for alien life, but in the search for meaning and purpose in our own existence. The cosmic puzzle is waiting to be solved, and it may be that the final piece is not out there in the stars, but right here within us. There are mysteries in our world that seem to defy reason, events that refuse to be explained by conventional science or accepted history. Among these, perhaps the most compelling and most frustrating are the stories of UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. For decades, sightings of strange objects in the sky have captured the imagination of the public, yet the truth behind these encounters remains elusive, hidden behind layers of secrecy, denial, and confusion. Governments have long denied any knowledge of UFOs, but recently something has shifted. The once dismissed topic is now being taken seriously, as military reports and declassified documents are slowly revealing a truth that's impossible to ignore. In 2020, the U.S. Department of Defense made an unprecedented move. After years of speculation, the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of 3 videos taken by Navy pilots showing UFOs, objects that defied the known laws of physics. These aerial phenomena demonstrated speeds and maneuvers that seemed impossible for any aircraft of human design. The U.S. Navy referred to these objects as UAPs, and in doing so, officially acknowledged their existence. The release of these videos, once classified and hidden from public view, opened the door to a world of questions. What were these objects? Where did they come from? And most importantly, who or what was behind them? The government's recent acknowledgement of these phenomena is a stark departure from the denials of the past. For decades, UFO sightings were dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications of natural phenomena. But now, with video evidence and testimony from credible sources, the possibility that we are not alone in the universe has moved from the realm of science fiction into the realm of undeniable reality. But what are we to make of this sudden shift? Are governments finally coming clean about UFOs? Or is there more to the story than they are letting on? Some speculate that the release of this information is only the beginning, a small piece of a much larger puzzle that the authorities are slowly unveiling. What could they be hiding? If extraterrestrial life, or even extraterrestrial technology, has already made contact with our planet, what has been kept secret for all these years? And why now? Could it be that humanity is on the cusp of a new era of discovery, one that will forever change our understanding of the universe? The truth about UFOs and UAPs could very well reshape human history. We might finally understand that the strange lights in the sky were not figments of our imagination, but evidence of a much larger cosmic connection. The veil of secrecy is lifting, and the answers that await us could change everything we thought we knew about ourselves and the universe. For all the government's recent admissions, the UFO phenomenon remains largely shrouded in mystery. Despite official confirmations and declassified footage, the questions surrounding UFOs are far from being answered. If these objects truly exist, and if they exhibit abilities beyond the capabilities of any known technology, then why have governments around the world remained so reluctant to fully reveal what they know? The secrecy surrounding UFOs is as perplexing as the sightings themselves, suggesting that there may be more at play than just military technology or classified experiments. The evidence is there, scattered across decades of sightings, eyewitness testimonies, and even military encounters. Thousands of people have reported seeing strange objects in the sky, often performing incredible maneuvers that seem to defy the laws of physics. One of the most compelling cases involves the Phoenix Lights, a massive triangular formation of lights that hovered over Arizona in 1997. Thousands of people witnessed the event, including military personnel, but the U.S. government remained silent, offering only vague explanations. Why was this event not treated with the seriousness it deserved? Then there's the case of the Tic Tac UFO, a highly publicized encounter between U.S. Navy pilots and an object that demonstrated incredible speed, agility, and intelligence. The pilots involved in the encounter, who were trained to identify all manner of aircraft, were left stunned and bewildered. The object they saw didn't belong to any known country or technology, and its movements seemed to break all known rules of aviation. Yet, despite the dramatic nature of the encounter, the U.S. military did not immediately reveal the information to the public. It took years for the footage to be released, and even then, it was met with more skepticism and confusion. These cases, along with countless others, raise a fundamental question. Why has the government been so reluctant to fully engage with the UFO phenomenon? Some argue that governments have been hiding the truth for decades, perhaps to avoid mass panic or to maintain control over advanced alien technology that they might have recovered. Others suggest that there may be more to the story, that there are forces at play behind the scenes that we can't even begin to understand. Could it be that extraterrestrial visitors have been interacting with Earth for centuries, and that the governments of the world are merely trying to keep these interactions under wraps for reasons of their own? As the government releases more information, the question of extraterrestrial life becomes less theoretical and more tangible. But the deeper we go, the more we are confronted with unsettling possibilities. Could we be on the brink of discovering something far beyond our comprehension, something that will challenge everything we know about our place in the universe? The UFO phenomenon may hold the answers we've been searching for, but those answers could come with far-reaching consequences, ones that we might not be prepared for. The idea that UFOs might represent evidence of extraterrestrial visitation raises more questions than it answers. If extraterrestrials have been visiting our planet for millennia, leaving behind traces of their presence in ancient records, unexplained sightings, and even strange artifacts, then what does this mean for humanity's place in the universe? Could it be that our entire history has been influenced, perhaps even shaped, by beings from other worlds? Some scholars and researchers suggest that the ancient stories of gods descending from the heavens are not just mythological tales, but actual records of encounters with extraterrestrial beings. The Sumerians, for example, spoke of the Anunnaki, a race of gods who arrived from the stars, bringing knowledge of agriculture, writing, and civilization. These gods were said to have manipulated the genetics of early humans, creating a new race of beings capable of building complex societies. Could these stories be based on actual events, distorted over time into myth? The biblical account of the Nephilim, the offspring of the sons of God and human women, offers another tantalizing possibility. If the Nephilim were not divine beings but extraterrestrials who mated with humans, it would explain their extraordinary powers and wisdom, as described in the Bible. Could these stories be evidence of an ancient and ongoing interaction between extraterrestrial beings and human civilization? The UFO sightings of the 20th and 21st centuries may be the latest chapter in this long history of extraterrestrial contact. If UFOs are indeed craft from alien civilizations, what could their presence on Earth mean for humanity? Are they observing us, waiting for us to reach a certain level of technological or social development before making direct contact? Or are they already guiding us in ways we cannot perceive, nudging us toward a greater understanding of the universe? The implications of these questions are staggering. If extraterrestrial life has indeed influenced humanity's development, whether through direct contact, genetic manipulation, or the imparting of knowledge, it would fundamentally alter our understanding of history. It would challenge everything we thought we knew about human evolution, culture, and even the nature of reality itself. As we continue to uncover evidence of UFOs, we are forced to confront the possibility that humanity's true history is not as simple as we've been told. The story of Earth's inhabitants may be far more complex, far more interconnected with the cosmos, than we could ever have imagined. If the answers to these mysteries lie beyond the stars, then humanity's journey is only just beginning. And in this search for truth, the ultimate question remains: what is our place in the universe, and who, if anyone, is out there waiting for us to join them? The prospect of contact with extraterrestrial life is one that has fascinated humanity for centuries. What would happen if we finally made contact with a civilization that has existed for thousands or even millions of years longer than us? Would they guide us, teach us, or perhaps even shape our future? The idea of encountering intelligent extraterrestrial life not only raises profound questions about our place in the cosmos, but also forces us to reckon with our future as a species. If humanity is to step into a new era, one where we no longer stand alone in the universe, what might that future look like? There's a powerful allure to the idea of making contact with an alien civilization. Just imagine, a species capable of technology and knowledge far beyond anything we've yet achieved, a species that has watched us for eons and waited for the right moment to reveal themselves. How would they perceive us? Would they view us as curious children, eager to learn, or as a species that has yet to reach its full potential? Perhaps the answer lies not in how we view them, but how they see us. After all, if they've chosen to make contact, it could be because they see something in us worth nurturing, something that, for all our flaws, still holds promise. The first moments of contact with an extraterrestrial civilization would be among the most significant in human history. Imagine the world holding its collective breath, waiting for that first transmission, that first real interaction with beings from another world. The possibilities are almost limitless. They could offer us technology, ways to cure diseases, create sustainable energy, travel through the stars. The knowledge and wisdom they could impart might be the catalyst humanity needs to overcome its greatest challenges: war, hunger, environmental collapse. Contact with extraterrestrials could be the dawn of a new age, a time when humanity finally comes together, united in our desire to explore the cosmos. Yet this future is not without its dangers. What if these extraterrestrial beings, with their advanced technologies and superior knowledge, view us not as partners but as something less? What if they have their own agendas, one that could lead to exploitation, or even worse, domination? The excitement and hope that come with the potential of contact must be tempered with caution. Humanity is far from unified, and the sudden knowledge that we are not alone could bring out the best or worst in us. Fear, distrust, and political rivalry could tear us apart at the very moment when we should be embracing a greater future. The future, it seems, is not a singular path. The way humanity responds to extraterrestrial contact will shape the next chapters of our story. Will we rise to the occasion and embrace the opportunity to join a larger galactic community, or will we falter in our own fear and insecurity? The answers to these questions will define the future of humanity, and the world may never be the same. The idea of extraterrestrial contact raises profound questions not only about our future, but about our present as well. How prepared are we for such an encounter? Humanity has always dreamed of reaching the stars, But what if the stars reached back to us? How would we cope with the knowledge that we are not alone, that our civilization is not the pinnacle of existence, but one small part of a far larger cosmic puzzle? On one hand, the discovery of intelligent life would provide an undeniable sense of perspective. For all of our achievements, our technology, our art, our culture, we would suddenly see ourselves in a new light. The petty divisions and conflicts that have plagued humanity for centuries would seem insignificant compared to the vastness of the universe. The realization that we are just one small part of a greater cosmic community might bring a much needed sense of humility. Perhaps this knowledge would unite humanity, helping us to move beyond our nationalistic divisions and petty squabbles. For once, we might be able to look beyond the confines of our own planet and realize that our destiny is not tied to borders, but to the stars themselves. Yet, as comforting as it might be to think of ourselves as part of a larger galactic community, the reality of first contact could be far more unsettling. If extraterrestrials are indeed out there, what would they think of us? How would they perceive our societies, our values, and our way of life? Would they see us as primitive or perhaps dangerous? In a way, our behavior as a species would be on display for these visitors. Our capacity for violence, greed, and destruction, but also our potential for compassion, cooperation, and creation. The way we conduct ourselves now, on this small planet, could determine how we are seen by other, more advanced civilizations. Are we ready to represent humanity in the galactic community? The question of how we would cope with extraterrestrial contact is not just theoretical. Governments, scientists, and global organizations are already discussing what humanity's response would be if we were to discover extraterrestrial life. In fact, the United Nations has even established protocols for how to respond to such a discovery. Yet, for all the preparation, there is still no true way to predict what will happen if we actually make contact. Will we be ready for the profound shifts in worldview, technology, and society that will inevitably follow? Or will we falter in the face of such a life-altering discovery? Ultimately, the biggest question is whether humanity will be able to move beyond its limitations. Our societies are built on structures of power, fear, and control, but an encounter with beings from beyond our world might force us to reevaluate everything. First contact could either be a moment of enlightenment, when we shed our old selves and embrace a new future, or it could reveal the darker side of humanity, our ability to destroy, distrust, and divide. The path we choose will determine not only the future of our species, but also how we interact with the greater cosmos. As we look toward the future, one thing is certain. The discovery of extraterrestrial life will change humanity in ways we can't yet fully understand. Whether through direct contact, the discovery of signals, or perhaps through an alien artifact, the evidence of life beyond Earth would shift our understanding of the universe and our place in it. But just as humanity looks out to the stars, we must also look inward, at our own species, our flaws, and our potential. For centuries, humans have considered themselves the pinnacle of creation, the most intelligent life form on Earth. We've built civilizations, advanced our technology, and reached the moon. But the discovery that we are not alone in the universe would challenge this perception. If there are civilizations far older and more advanced than ours, how do we reconcile our place in the larger picture? Could the knowledge that we are part of a larger, more interconnected universe bring about a spiritual awakening? Or would it lead to existential despair as we are forced to confront our limitations and insignificance in the grand scheme of things? Perhaps the most profound change would be the shift in human perspective. The mere realization that we are not alone would force us to look at our planet and our species differently. How can we continue to fight wars, destroy our environment, and treat each other with such disregard when we are part of a universe so vast, so full of life and possibility? The knowledge that we are not the only ones who have struggled, grown, and evolved in the universe could inspire a collective consciousness, one that unites us in ways we've never experienced before. But first, humanity must learn to transcend its divisions. We are a species defined by conflict. Wars, power struggles, and greed have shaped much of our history. But when faced with the reality of extraterrestrial life, we might find that those old divisions pale in comparison to the vast unknowns that lie ahead. The first contact with extraterrestrial beings could offer humanity a chance to unite. not just as nations, but as a single species connected by the knowledge that we are part of something much greater than ourselves. For all the excitement and fear that comes with the idea of extraterrestrial contact, the future of humanity ultimately depends on how we respond. Will we reach out or retreat into fear? Will we seize the opportunity to explore the stars and join a larger galactic community, or will we continue down the path of division and conflict? The answers to these questions will shape the next chapter in humanity's story, a chapter that could change everything, about who we are and what we might one day become. The cosmos is waiting, as vast and mysterious as ever. As we reach out into the stars, we must be prepared not only to meet new civilizations, but to meet ourselves, our potential, our flaws, and our destiny. The future of humanity is a journey that has only just begun, and where it leads is as mysterious and boundless as the universe itself. As humanity continues its relentless journey into the unknown, we stand on the precipice of a new era. The search for extraterrestrial life is no longer confined to the realms of speculation and science fiction. We've sent probes to distant planets, uncovered evidence of ancient civilizations, and even observed the cosmos with unprecedented precision. The knowledge we have gained has changed our understanding of the universe, but the question remains, what lies ahead? As the boundaries of our knowledge expand, so too does our curiosity and our potential to unlock the secrets of the stars. What we are beginning to realize is that this era of discovery is not just about finding new worlds or new life. It's about understanding our place in the cosmos and redefining humanity's destiny. With the rapid advancements in space exploration, technology, and scientific understanding, we are entering a phase where the impossible might become possible. Soon, humanity may be able to travel to distant stars, colonize other planets, and interact with extraterrestrial civilizations. The possibilities are both exhilarating and daunting. Technologies once considered the stuff of dreams, like faster-than-light travel, interstellar communication, and sustainable space habitats, are becoming less hypothetical and more within the realm of possibility. Already, private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are pushing the boundaries of space travel, while governments continue to fund ambitious missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. As humanity sets its sights on the stars, it is clear that we are standing on the edge of a monumental leap forward in human achievement. But these advancements also come with their own set of challenges. The further we venture into space, the more we will encounter the unknown. Interstellar travel presents enormous technical hurdles, problems of propulsion, energy, and communication. Colonizing distant worlds will require overcoming vast distances, harsh environments, and the dangers of radiation. And then, of course, there's the question of whether we will ever make contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. If they are out there, what will they be like? How will we communicate with them? And perhaps most importantly, how will we ensure that we are prepared for the profound shifts in society, technology, and human existence that will come with such contact? As we stand on the threshold of this new era, one thing is certain. The road ahead will be as much about our evolution as a species as it is about the discoveries we make. The technology we develop, the relationships we forge, and the wisdom we gain along the way will define the future of humanity. Will we rise to the occasion, overcoming our divisions and fears to embrace the unknown? Or will we falter, consumed by the same problems that have hindered us throughout history? Only time will tell, but the journey into the stars is one that has already begun. The future, it seems, is a road that stretches far beyond the horizon. The future of humanity and extraterrestrial contact will require us to confront the existential questions that have plagued us for millennia. If we make contact with alien civilizations, the implications will go far beyond technological advancement or scientific discovery. It will touch on our very identity as a species and force us to reevaluate everything we think we know about life, intelligence, and our place in the universe. For centuries, humans have looked to the stars with a sense of wonder, curiosity, and, at times, fear. The idea that we might not be alone in the universe is both thrilling and unsettling. On one hand, the knowledge that other civilizations exist would validate the idea that life is not a rare anomaly, but part of the natural order of the cosmos. On the other hand, the realization that we are not the center of the universe, and that other intelligent beings might be far older, wiser, and more advanced than we are, could be humbling and even intimidating. What would our first contact with an alien civilization look like? Would it be a peaceful exchange, a sharing of knowledge and culture, or would it be fraught with misunderstanding and fear? Humanity has a long history of dealing with the unknown, often with violence, distrust, and conflict. Our past encounters with different cultures on Earth have shown that the meeting of two civilizations is not always a peaceful process. The challenges of understanding, negotiating, and coexisting with a completely different intelligence would be immense. Alien beings may view us as primitive, or worse, as a threat. What if they arrive not to help, but to observe, study, or even exploit us? Yet, despite these fears, the potential benefits of extraterrestrial contact are too great to ignore. The knowledge and technology that an advanced alien civilization could offer us might be the key to solving some of the most pressing issues facing humanity: energy crises, disease, climate change. Their insight into the universe, their understanding of biology, physics, and even philosophy could revolutionize our worldview and accelerate our scientific progress. If we were able to establish peaceful relations with such beings, the possibilities for the future would be limitless. At the same time, the ethical questions surrounding extraterrestrial contact would be profound. How do we ensure that we don't exploit these beings, or vice versa? Would the discovery of alien life challenge our understanding of human rights and what it means to be sentient? If we begin to interact with extraterrestrials, would it be as equals, or would humanity be forever relegated to the role of students, dependent on the wisdom and technology of those who came before us? As humanity continues its search for extraterrestrial life, we must prepare ourselves not only technologically, but mentally and emotionally for the encounter. The road ahead will require us to grapple with the unknown, face our own fears, and ultimately transcend our limitations. Whether we are ready or not, the future of humanity and our place in the universe is about to change forever. The future of human exploration and extraterrestrial contact is not just about the technologies we develop or the civilizations we encounter. It's also about the transformation of humanity itself. The idea of contact with beings from other worlds forces us to confront our own evolution as a species and the choices we must make as we venture into a new era. First and foremost, contact with extraterrestrial life would force us to redefine what it means to be human. For all our accomplishments, our art, our science, our exploration, we are still a species bound by limitations. The vastness of space, the speed of light, and the isolation of our world are all constraints that have shaped our history. But what if these limitations no longer apply? What if the knowledge and technologies we gain from extraterrestrial civilizations allow us to transcend these boundaries, creating a future where humanity is no longer confined to Earth? The thought of interstellar travel, of becoming a multiplanetary species, could ignite a new era of human potential, one where our reach extends far beyond the cradle of civilization. Yet, even as we look toward this future, we must acknowledge the dangers that lie ahead. The introduction of new technologies, new ways of thinking, and new forms of life could have unintended consequences. If we learn to manipulate the very fabric of space and time, what might we risk? The unknowns of space exploration are not just physical, but ethical and moral. If we encounter extraterrestrial life, how do we ensure that we do not repeat the mistakes of the past, exploiting or destroying what we do not understand? The challenges of the road ahead are not just about discovering alien life, but about ensuring that we remain true to the values that define us as humans. We must ask ourselves, what kind of future do we want? One that is driven by fear and conquest, or one that is defined by cooperation and understanding? If we are to take our place in the greater cosmic community, we must learn to look beyond our differences and work together toward a shared goal. As we venture further into space, we are confronted with questions that go beyond technology, beyond science. We are forced to confront who we are as a species, what we value, and what we hope to become. Contact with extraterrestrial life could change everything: how we perceive ourselves, our future, and our relationship to the universe. But perhaps the greatest challenge will be the one we face within ourselves: the challenge of moving beyond the limitations of our past and embracing the possibilities of our future. Humanity stands at the crossroads of a new era, one that will redefine everything we know about life, intelligence, and the universe itself. As we look toward the stars, we must ask ourselves, will we rise to meet the challenge of the unknown, or will we remain stuck in the confines of our own limitations? The future is waiting, and it is up to us to shape it. The journey into the cosmos is just beginning, and the possibilities are as infinite as the stars themselves. The idea that humanity's origins may not be rooted in Earth at all is a theory that challenges everything we think we know about ourselves. For centuries, we have believed that we are the product of evolution, shaped by the forces of nature on our small blue planet. But as we look deeper into the mysteries of our past, and as scientific discoveries continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, the question arises, what if our true origin story stretches beyond Earth? What if humanity's connection to the stars is not just a poetic metaphor, but a very real cosmic truth? Throughout history, humanity has looked to the stars for answers, wondering if other worlds exist, if other life forms inhabit the vast expanse of space. The search for extraterrestrial life has become a driving force in science and technology, from the development of powerful telescopes to the exploration of distant planets. But what if, in searching for life beyond Earth, we have overlooked a more profound question? What if we are not the first to reach for the stars? The idea that humanity's ancestors might not have originated on Earth is a question that spans both scientific inquiry and ancient mythology. Ancient cultures across the world have shared stories of gods or visitors from the heavens, beings who arrived from the stars to teach early humans how to build, create, and thrive. These stories, from the Sumerian Anunnaki to the biblical Nephilim, seem to echo a theme that humanity is not the solitary product of Earth's evolution, but rather a part of a much larger cosmic story. Could these ancient myths be records of extraterrestrial contact, perhaps distorted over millennia into divine tales? But if we entertain the idea that humanity's true origins lie beyond Earth, what does that mean for us today? Could we, as a species, be the result of some great cosmic plan, or are we simply an accidental creation of nature, left to figure out our own path? And if our origins are linked to extraterrestrial civilizations, what role have these beings played in shaping who we are, and how far does their influence stretch? These questions, although speculative, are not just exercises in imagination. They are part of an ongoing search for truth, one that reaches beyond the boundaries of Earth and into the very fabric of the universe. As we continue to explore the stars and uncover new discoveries, we may one day find the key to understanding our true origins. The truth might lie in the stars themselves, waiting for humanity to look up and finally realize that we are not alone, and that our place in the cosmos is far more complex and intertwined with the universe than we ever imagined. The search for extraterrestrial life is not just about discovering other civilizations, it's about understanding our own. With each new discovery in space, from the detection of exoplanets to the exploration of Mars, humanity is forced to confront the reality that our place in the universe might be more connected to the stars than we've ever known. The more we learn about the vastness of space, the more we realize that the question of whether we are alone in the universe is not just a scientific one, it is deeply philosophical, even spiritual. If extraterrestrial life exists, it will challenge everything we know about ourselves. For centuries, humans have held on to the belief that we are the pinnacle of creation, that life on Earth is unique, and that we are the only intelligent beings in the universe. The discovery of life beyond Earth would shatter this belief, forcing us to confront the fact that we are not alone, and that our existence is just one small part of a much larger, interconnected cosmic reality. Yet while the idea of extraterrestrial life is thrilling, it also brings with it a sense of existential uncertainty. What does it mean for humanity if we are not the most advanced intelligence in the universe? How will we reconcile our sense of purpose and significance in light of the possibility that other, more advanced civilizations have existed long before us? These questions, though deeply unsettling, also hold the potential for profound transformation. The discovery of extraterrestrial life might offer us a new perspective on our own history, one that frees us from the confines of earthbound thinking and opens the door to a larger, more expansive view of the cosmos. But there is also the question of how we would relate to these extraterrestrial beings. If we were to make contact with a civilization far older and more advanced than our own, how would we communicate? Would they see us as equals, or would they view us as primitive, struggling to catch up with the rest of the universe? How would we navigate the complexities of interspecies communication, understanding, and cooperation? The challenges of making contact with extraterrestrial life are not just technical, they are deeply cultural, ethical, and emotional. Humanity would have to undergo a significant shift in its collective consciousness in order to truly embrace the possibility of a cosmic community. As we look toward the stars, we must also look inward, asking ourselves what it means to be human in this vast, mysterious universe. If the truth about extraterrestrial life is out there, it will undoubtedly force us to confront some of the deepest questions of existence. Who are we? What is our purpose? And how does our story fit into the larger tapestry of life in the cosmos? The answers to these questions may hold the key to understanding not just our past, but our future. As the search for extraterrestrial life intensifies, humanity stands at a crossroads. For centuries, we've gazed at the stars with curiosity, imagining the possibility of life beyond our planet. But now, with each new discovery in space, we are faced with the reality that we may not be alone, and that the answers we seek may be far stranger and more complex than we ever imagined. The potential discovery of extraterrestrial life would undoubtedly alter the course of human history. It would challenge our understanding of biology, technology, and society, and force us to redefine our place in the universe. But just as important as the discovery itself is how we respond. How will humanity react when faced with the knowledge that we are not alone? Will we rise to the challenge and embrace the opportunity to expand our horizons, or will we retreat into fear and uncertainty? The truth is, we are not prepared for the full implications of contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. While scientists, governments, and researchers have been working for decades to develop strategies for potential first contact, the reality is that we can never truly know how such an encounter would unfold. Would we be welcomed by an advanced civilization eager to share knowledge? Or would we find ourselves facing a far more complex and potentially dangerous reality? Yet, despite the uncertainties and risks, the potential benefits of extraterrestrial contact are too great to ignore. The knowledge and technologies that alien civilizations could offer might be the key to solving some of humanity's most pressing challenges. From energy production to disease eradication, from environmental sustainability to interstellar travel, the possibilities are vast. But the true value of such contact goes beyond just technological advancement. If we make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, we will also have the opportunity to learn from them, to understand their culture, their philosophy, and their view of the universe. This exchange of knowledge could be the catalyst for a new era of cooperation, peace, and discovery. But there are darker possibilities as well. The risks of encountering extraterrestrial civilizations are real, and they are not to be underestimated. What if these beings do not come in peace? What if their advanced technologies and knowledge are not used to help us, but to manipulate, control, or even destroy us? Humanity has always struggled with conflict, greed, and power, and the introduction of extraterrestrial life into the equation could amplify these tendencies. The challenge, then, is not just to make contact, but to ensure that humanity is ready for the responsibility that comes with it. As we look to the stars and prepare for the future, we must recognize that the discovery of extraterrestrial life is not just a scientific endeavor. It is a profound moment in human history, one that will change everything we know about ourselves, our place in the universe, and the future of our species. The road ahead is filled with both wonder and uncertainty, but one thing is clear. Humanity's destiny is no longer confined to Earth. We are part of a much larger cosmic story, and the future we create will depend on how we rise to meet this extraordinary challenge. This final section concludes the overarching narrative, bringing the themes of exploration, existential discovery, and the unknown to a powerful and reflective end. The pursuit of answers to humanity's cosmic destiny continues, with the potential for both profound revelations and existential challenges shaping the path forward. As we venture into the future, the mysteries of the universe remain, awaiting our next steps in the ongoing journey of understanding our place in the cosmos. Throughout our history, humanity has grappled with its place in the universe. For centuries, we've asked questions about the stars, the origin of life, and whether we are truly alone in the cosmos. These questions have sparked countless theories, fueled scientific exploration, and driven our curiosity to new heights. But as we venture deeper into space, as we uncover more of the universe's hidden secrets, one truth becomes undeniable. The answers to these profound questions may not just reshape how we view the world, they could change the very way we see ourselves. The idea that humanity's origins might stretch far beyond Earth has been a subject of speculation for millennia. From ancient civilizations' myths of gods descending from the heavens to the modern search for extraterrestrial life, we have always been drawn to the idea that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. But what if we were to find undeniable proof that we are not alone? What if the key to understanding our origins lies not on Earth but among the stars? For decades, the search for extraterrestrial life has been relegated to the realm of speculation, driven by the hope that one day we might find definitive evidence. And now, with the discovery of exoplanets, strange signals from distant stars, and the declassification of UFO sightings, we are closer than ever to the possibility that the universe is teeming with life. But this discovery would not just raise more questions, it would force us to confront a deeper, more unsettling truth. What does it mean for humanity if we are not the center of the universe? What if we were never meant to be? The realization that extraterrestrial life exists, and perhaps has even influenced our development, would shatter the conventional understanding of human history. It would challenge the notion that Earth is the cradle of all life, that humanity is the pinnacle of evolution. Instead, it would suggest that our origins are not solely rooted in the biology of this planet, but are part of a cosmic narrative that stretches across time and space. Could our ancestors have been visited, guided, or even engineered by beings from another world? Could our very DNA carry traces of alien influence, left behind by those who once walked among us? This revelation would not only force us to reconsider our past, but it would redefine our future. The possibilities would be limitless. Imagine the technologies, the knowledge, the cultural exchange we could experience if we were to establish contact with these extraterrestrial civilizations. We might unlock the secrets to sustainable energy, space travel, and even immortality. But with these advancements would come new challenges. How do we coexist with beings whose history, intellect, and power far exceed our own? How do we, as a species, respond to the truth that we are not the sole inhabitants of this vast and mysterious universe? The journey into the cosmos is not just about understanding the stars, it's about understanding ourselves. The discovery of extraterrestrial life, whether through direct contact or through the evidence we find in the stars, will forever change the way we view our place in the universe. And as we stand on the brink of this revelation, we must ask ourselves, are we ready for the truth? As humanity continues to explore the cosmos, the prospect of discovering extraterrestrial life grows ever more tangible. The advancement of technology, the search for exoplanets, and the revelations of UFO sightings all point toward one undeniable conclusion: we are not alone in the universe. But the discovery of extraterrestrial life raises more than just scientific questions. It challenges our very understanding of what it means to be human. If we were to make contact with an alien civilization, the implications would be profound. It would force us to rethink everything we know about life, intelligence, and the universe itself. For centuries, humanity has considered itself the center of the cosmos, the most advanced life form in existence. But what if we are not? What if intelligent life, more advanced, more evolved, is already out there, waiting for us to discover them? The realization that we are not the pinnacle of evolution could have a profound psychological effect on humanity. If extraterrestrial life exists, what does that mean for our understanding of ourselves? If we are no longer the most intelligent or capable species in the universe, how do we navigate our place in the cosmos? For centuries, humans have grappled with the idea of purpose, of our role in the grand design of the universe. The discovery that other civilizations exist could shatter the illusion of our uniqueness, forcing us to confront the humbling reality that we are but one of many intelligent species in the universe. But this realization could also be the catalyst for humanity's greatest leap forward. If extraterrestrial life has the knowledge, wisdom, and technology to advance beyond our current capabilities, the potential for growth and evolution is staggering. Imagine the possibilities: interstellar travel, renewable energy sources beyond our wildest dreams, cures for diseases we've yet to conquer, and technologies that could reshape the world as we know it. The knowledge that another species has overcome the same obstacles we face could provide us with the guidance we need to evolve beyond our limitations. However, this newfound knowledge would come with its own challenges. If we were to make contact with an advanced extraterrestrial civilization, how would we respond? Would we be ready to accept them as equals? Or would fear and uncertainty cloud our judgment? History has shown us that when humanity encounters the unknown, we often respond with suspicion, hostility, and fear. The challenges of first contact would not just be technological, they would be cultural, emotional, and philosophical. In order to embrace the future of interstellar contact, humanity must first look inward. We must come to terms with our own limitations and our place in the universe. We must learn to work together, transcending the divisions that have kept us fragmented and isolated for centuries. The discovery of extraterrestrial life could offer humanity the opportunity to unite, not just as Earthlings, but as members of a cosmic community. If we are to step into this new era, we must be ready, not just technologically, but mentally and spiritually. The truth that lies beyond the stars will not only answer the question of whether we are alone, it will reveal our true potential and our true purpose in the universe. And as we move toward that future, we must ask ourselves, are we ready to meet the truth? As the quest to uncover the truth about extraterrestrial life continues, humanity stands at a crossroads. The questions we've long pondered about our origins, our purpose, and our place in the universe are no longer abstract theories, but tangible possibilities. We are on the verge of a new chapter in human history, one that will forever change the way we view ourselves and our place in the cosmos. The truth about extraterrestrial life may not come all at once. It may not arrive in the dramatic form of a UFO landing on the White House lawn or a message from the stars. Instead, the revelation may unfold gradually, through small discoveries and incremental shifts in our understanding. But one thing is certain: the world will never be the same once we realize that we are not alone. What does this mean for humanity's future? The discovery of extraterrestrial life could spark a new era of cooperation, exploration, and unity. With the knowledge and technology gained from extraterrestrial civilizations, humanity could overcome its greatest challenges, solving problems like hunger, disease, and environmental collapse. But the road ahead will not be without its obstacles. The realization that we are not alone in the universe will force us to confront our own limitations, both as individuals and as a species. For centuries, humans have searched for answers in the stars, yearning for a connection beyond our planet. And now, as we stand on the cusp of discovery, we must ask ourselves, what will we do with this newfound knowledge? Will we rise to the occasion, embracing the unknown with curiosity, humility, and a sense of wonder? Or will we falter, afraid of the very truth we've longed to uncover? As we prepare for the future, we must also reflect on the legacy we are leaving behind. The questions we ask today will shape the future of humanity for generations to come. Will we be remembered as the species that reached for the stars and found our place in the cosmos? Or will we be a footnote in the history of the universe, a species that failed to understand its true potential? The truth about extraterrestrial life is waiting for us, hidden among the stars. Whether we are ready for it or not, the journey into the unknown has already begun. The final revelation about our cosmic legacy is not just about discovering the truth, it's about understanding who we are, what we've learned, and what we can become. And as we continue our exploration of the universe, one thing remains clear: humanity's journey is just beginning. The conclusion of this chapter brings humanity's exploration full circle, starting with the mystery of our origins and evolving into the reflection of our cosmic destiny. As we look to the future, we find ourselves standing at the edge of a profound revelation, one that will forever alter our understanding of life, existence, and the universe itself. The story of humanity is far from over. In fact, it may only just be beginning. As humanity progresses deeper into the age of exploration, we stand at the threshold of a new chapter in our history, one that will redefine our place in the cosmos. The search for extraterrestrial life has moved from the realm of speculation to a serious scientific endeavor, with discoveries and revelations emerging at an unprecedented pace. From the ongoing exploration of Mars to the discovery of thousands of exoplanets in the habitable zone, the evidence suggests that the universe may be teeming with life, waiting to be discovered. But as we continue our search, we are confronted with a question that is as old as humanity itself. What does it mean to be human in a universe that may not be as empty as we once thought? Throughout history, humans have been driven by the desire to understand their place in the cosmos. Our ancestors looked to the stars with wonder and awe, seeking answers to the mysteries of life and existence. From the earliest civilizations, who crafted myths about gods descending from the heavens, to modern scientists who search for distant worlds, the question has remained the same. Are we alone? And if not, what does that mean for our understanding of ourselves and our future? As we venture further into the universe, we are faced with a profound realization. Humanity is not the center of the cosmos. We are a small, fragile species on a tiny planet in the vast expanse of space. Yet, despite our insignificance in the grand scheme of things, we have the capacity for extraordinary growth, innovation, and discovery. The knowledge we gain, the technologies we develop, and the relationships we forge with other civilizations, if we are fortunate enough to make contact, could shape the future of humanity in ways we can't yet imagine. One thing is clear: our place in the universe is not fixed. It is not defined by our earthly origins or the limitations of our current understanding. As we continue to explore the stars and unlock the mysteries of the cosmos, we are rewriting our story, one discovery at a time. The future of humanity lies in our ability to transcend our boundaries, to look beyond our planet, and to embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity. But with this newfound awareness of our place in the universe comes a responsibility, one that we must take seriously if we are to succeed in this new era. As we venture into the cosmos, we must do so with a sense of humility, recognizing that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The pursuit of knowledge, the quest for contact with extraterrestrial life, and the drive to explore the universe are not just about advancing technology. They are about evolving as a species, understanding our potential, and learning how to coexist with the greater cosmos. The final frontier is not just about reaching the stars, it's about understanding who we are, where we come from, and where we're headed. As we continue our journey into the vast unknown, we must remember that our future is not written in the stars, but in our choices, our actions, and our willingness to embrace the unknown. The universe is waiting for us to take the next step. Will we rise to the challenge, or will we remain stuck, confined to our small corner of the cosmos? The vastness of space is both awe-inspiring and humbling. For all our technological advancements, humanity remains small in comparison to the enormity of the universe. Yet, as we reach further into the unknown, we begin to realize that the greatest challenges we face are not just about the technology we develop, but about the way we think, the way we view ourselves, and the way we approach the universe. The discovery of extraterrestrial life, if it comes, will not only challenge our understanding of biology, but it will force us to reevaluate what it means to be human. For centuries, humans have considered themselves the pinnacle of evolution, the most advanced life form on Earth. This belief has shaped our culture, our societies, and our view of the world. But what happens when we discover that we are not the most intelligent or advanced species in the universe? What if we are simply one link in a long chain of evolving civilizations, and our place in the cosmos is just a small chapter in a much larger story? The realization that other civilizations may exist, and may have been around for far longer than us, could be both humbling and liberating. In the face of such a discovery, humanity will need to confront its own limitations. If advanced extraterrestrial civilizations have existed for millennia, their knowledge, wisdom, and technologies may be far beyond our current understanding. The question then becomes, how do we learn from them? How do we approach these civilizations with respect and humility, recognizing that we are not the center of the universe, but part of a much larger, interconnected cosmic web? At the same time, The discovery of extraterrestrial life could provide humanity with an unprecedented opportunity. The knowledge that we are not alone in the universe could inspire a new sense of unity, a shared purpose that transcends the divisions that have plagued our species for centuries. Instead of looking inward, focused on our own petty conflicts, we could look outward, toward the stars, and begin to work together to solve the challenges facing our planet. The discovery of other life forms could unite us in ways we've never imagined, opening the door to cooperation, collaboration, and shared understanding. But as we reach for the stars, we must also confront the reality that the universe is full of unknowns. The path forward will not be without its challenges. There are risks in making contact with other civilizations, just as there are risks in venturing into the unknown. We may encounter hostile forces, or civilizations that are not interested in cooperation, or we may find that the knowledge and technologies we seek come at a cost, one that we are not prepared to pay. The future of humanity will be shaped by our ability to navigate these challenges, to rise above our fears, and to embrace the unknown with courage and wisdom. Our place in the cosmos is not defined by where we come from or what we know. It is defined by what we are willing to learn and how we choose to engage with the universe around us. The journey into the stars is not just about discovering new worlds, it's about discovering ourselves and the boundless potential that lies within us. As we stand on the precipice of a new era in human exploration, we are forced to confront the question, what does the future hold for humanity? The journey into space, the search for extraterrestrial life, and the potential for contact with alien civilizations are all part of a larger story, one that transcends the individual and encompasses the future of our entire species. But while the future may seem filled with promise and possibility, it is also fraught with uncertainty. The choices we make today will shape the trajectory of humanity for generations to come. The discovery of extraterrestrial life will be a defining moment in human history. It will challenge everything we know about the universe, our origins, and our future. But the true significance of such a discovery will lie not in the knowledge we gain, but in how we respond to it. How will we react when we realize that we are not the only intelligent life in the universe? Will we embrace the unknown with open minds, ready to learn from other civilizations and explore new frontiers? Or will we retreat into fear, isolation, and defensiveness? The potential for contact with extraterrestrial life is not just about expanding our knowledge, it is about expanding our consciousness. The realization that we are part of a larger cosmic community could inspire us to transcend our limitations, to evolve into a species that is more connected, more cooperative, and more compassionate. The knowledge we gain from other civilizations, whether through technology, philosophy, or shared experience, could help us solve the problems that have plagued humanity for millennia, from war and poverty to environmental collapse. But this journey forward will require more than just scientific curiosity or technological advancement. It will require a shift in human consciousness, a willingness to embrace the unknown and confront the existential questions that have defined our species for so long. The discovery of extraterrestrial life could force us to confront our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of our own inadequacy, and the fear of losing control. But it could also offer us the opportunity to transcend these fears, to embrace the potential for growth, cooperation, and discovery. The future of humanity lies not in the answers we find, but in the questions we ask. The journey into the stars is not just about expanding our understanding of the universe, it is about expanding our understanding of ourselves. As we move into this new era, we must ask ourselves, what kind of species do we want to become? How will we choose to define our place in the universe? The future is not set in stone, it is ours to create. And as we continue our journey into the cosmos, we have the opportunity to shape our destiny, to reach for the stars, and to become the beings we were always meant to be. The universe is vast, mysterious, and full of possibility, and humanity's story is far from over, it is only just beginning. What we do with the future is up to us. The stars are waiting. Will we rise to meet them?